My goodness me. And in between those performances, Katherine maintains total silence to rest her voice, and you can see why there. But today you are making an exception to talk to us.
Of course.
But it is so important. I mean, obviously, your voice is your career. This is what you do. So you have to treat this very, very seriously.
Well, it's a muscle, so you have to rest it. And unfortunately, chatting doesn't really rest it. Obviously, whispering even doesn't rest it. So what I do is when I come off the stage, I don't speak until the next sound check. So normally, today would normally be a day off, so I won't speak normally. But
so how does it work then? So when you leave a performance, so you've just done a gig and you come out and everyone's by the stage door and all that sort of stuff. Do they understand?
Oh no, I talk then. I talk to them. I sign photos and do all of that.
Do you stay in hotels when you
no,
are?
so because I've got a 1-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, so I actually try and drive home through the night so I can do breakfast.
Because I was going to say, you know, if you're trying to order room service, then that's going to be true. Do people ever think, I saw her, she never said a word, she's such a diva?
And that's always such a worry to me, because when I'm not speaking, I always worry that people do think I'm going to be divish and be rude. So I'm always trying to let them know that I'm not talking. And it actually happened to me in the airport the other day. We were flying to Glasgow, and I was trying to buy something, and I was with my tour manager, and I said, please, you know, explain. So she can't talk to you. And it was so interesting, because what actually happened was the lady wouldn't then talk back to me. So she would actually say, well, would she like would she like this colour, or would she like that? And I was like, well, how interesting. It's sort of a challenge to how you treat people when you think they can't talk to you.
What about with the kids? If you're on a rest day and you're at home, do they, I mean...
They think it's a game. When I get up in the morning, my daughter will say to me, Mummy, are you talking today? And then we just sort of try and sign it out, and it's a massive game of charades.
Wow, gosh, that is
so it must be a relief when you've actually got some time off and you can talk. That must be quite... Because I would have thought you must spend most of your time worrying about your throat.
Just wanting to, you know, I feel like when people come to the shows, you know, I want to give them the best performance that I can, and so you just have to be responsible and dedicated. And it's really, I'm on tour for 5 weeks, and then after that I get time again with the family, and I love being on tour. I'm having such a great time.
And you're on tour, you're performing obviously songs from the new album, but also songs that people would want and expect you to do. So
I feel like I've sat in audiences before and thought, I don't want to hear all the new album when somebody brings it. I want to hear the oldies as well. So I do 5 or 6 songs from the new album, and then the rest are things like, you know, Time to Say Goodbye and some opera and music of the night and things like that.
Oh,
so it's a real mix of things.
How was Cardiff?
Cardiff was brilliant.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the home gig. So we had the whole taffia in the front there, all my mum and the cousins and aunties and everything. It was really, really great. We've got Llandudno tomorrow, so up to North Wales, and then London Palladium on the 18th next Saturday, York, Leicester, we're going to Belfast and Dublin. We're all over the place.
All over the place, you really are, aren't you? And the new album, there's 15 tracks on that, and there's some new stuff on there as well.
Yeah.
Choosing songs to go on there, because you've got Stormzy's Blinded by Your Grace on there. So when you hear a song, do you think, oh, that would be good, I could do a version of that?
I think it's trying to fit it into a theme as well, and the album is quite spiritual and inspirational. And actually, when you look at the words by Stormzy, it really fits into that really well. And so I thought, OK, I want to do this, but something very, very different. So it literally doesn't even sound anything like his version.
So this is not, by your standards, not a great, big, massive, belting, noisy album.
No,
I mean, this is much more emotional.
Album.
You were pregnant around the time?
I was pregnant when I was sort of choosing the songs, and then when I just had Xander when I was recording.
And Xander's song is on there as well.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to write him the song, but he'd fallen asleep in my arms one day when I was also, at the time when I was making the album, and I just had this overwhelming love and felt like I wanted to write him a song. So I wrote him this little lullaby for his life, got persuaded into putting it onto the album, and whilst it's nice for me to be able to include him, I do feel like he's going to be mortified one day.
He gets to 10. Mum! Because also your daughter's got a line on there, hasn't she?
She talks on Blinded by Your Grace, so we have children in different languages saying Blinded by Your Grace, and she was able to manage to say the sentence finally and do it in English for me.
Oh, bless her. I was reading this morning that you said since being pregnant and having the children, it has affected your voice.
It has, yeah. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a myth.
So that's a common thing that can happen?
Yeah.
Wow.
It actually, because the relaxing hormone that goes through your body, it relaxes the vocal cords, so it actually makes you sound better. And when my mum came to the Cardiff show, she hadn't actually heard me sing since I'd had Xander, and she said, oh, I think it's made you better. And she said, I think you've peaked. And I was like, I hope you don't mean I'm going to go down the other end.
I shouldn't think so. You are at the Tusk Ball tonight,
yeah.
and that's at Kensington Palace. Is it their 30th anniversary?
It's 30 years next year.
Is it? And so this is the raising money, Save African Wildlife. You've been really quite active here, haven't you?
Well, I was on tour in South Africa many years ago, and they took me to see a rhino orphanage, and it had such a huge effect. It's, you know, very traumatic to see something like that, and they asked me to come back and to try and just spread the word about the crisis, but I didn't really know how to help until I met Tusk and the Wilderness Foundation, and they're going at a rate of 2 a day.
They're saying
they're
within 5 years that they may be extinct.
Yeah, and, you know, I think with the recent report from the UN, you know, about the sort of expected, you know, 1 million species being extinct, we've all got to take responsibility and do something. And so it'll be an amazing event tonight, just raising awareness and raising funds to help support those people on the ground who are trying to battle the poachers.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you.
So nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of the tour. Look after that voice. Stop talking.
I'm
Zip it.
spoken rest.
Say another word.